Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Uncovering Anomalies Podcast. I hope you enjoyed our new intro, and we'll have a new outro.
No, it's sick.
It's so cool. It is so cool.
I mean, and we look legit. We're getting there.
Yeah, slowly but surely. What are we on? Episode 39?
Episode 39. I mean, things take time, don't they? You know,
of course. I mean, yeah. I mean, we knew starting this wasn't going to like take off after the. We're nobodies. We're not like the rich and famous comedians who start a podcast. We're just two dudes. But anyway, speaking of two dudes, that is I Want to Believe Adam. As I do want to believe.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
I am Totally Topher.
Topher.
I'm trying out new nicknames as we go.
I like that. I like Totally Topher.
But anyway, welcome everybody to episode 39. Of course, we were talking about a little bit of everything, but mostly UAPs and conspiracies. We actually just recorded our trailer. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that is a lot of fun. You know, you've always been really good at that, creating scripts, voice acting too. You know, did you get that thing? I sent you a link. There's some course. I think it's a free course on voice acting. You probably don't need that anyway.
I'm too good for it. I did get that. We both have day jobs, and we're pretty busy. But that shows how much we care about this subject and how much we want to bring this topic to you, our valued and beloved listeners.
Yes, and just like we spoke about in the previews, we do cover politics, but lately it's just been so negative, and or at least with us, where we gloss over it or we don't want to spend too much time with it. And I think in this episode, I want to get rid of some, like in the beginning, which some are funny, but also not funny.
It's funny in a sad way.
It is, and just an example. Like this, we have a senator, and, people might say like, oh, poor guy. It doesn't matter. I think this is a symbol, because this universe is not just words and math. It deals in symbolism, right? Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot symbolically showing that we are just a failing, decrepit empire, and Biden is one of those that shows that. But I think this guy too, Fetterman, I mean, here, I sent this to you.
Yeah.
And yes, the guy had a stroke, okay? But he's still a sitting senator, people. What are we doing? Like, putting these people in power, or however he got in power. Let's take a quick listen. I know a lot of people might feel sorry for him, but still, that's not the point. The point is he's a sitting senator, and we cater to this guy.
My message to the CEOs is, at $74 million, collectively earning that, how many yachts can they need, to water ski behind it? I mean, it's just crazy. I don't know.
I mean, the guy can barely speak. We've got Biden who is falling down. It's I don't want to like be ageist or whatever, but why do we have all these like old people with problems that are ruling our country?
I don't know. It's just really beyond me. Except, I mean, the only reason I would think is that the big donors, the corporations, don't want to deal with someone new. They're comfortable with these people. It doesn't matter how old they are. They keep contributing to them, and they know that these guys will deliver. It's not like they have to go in there. And here's Fetterman. He's presiding over the Senate.
Oh, boy.
They changed. Do you know they changed the dress code for him? So you don't have to wear a suit anymore.
Yeah, he shows up looking like he just got done with basketball practice.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. Hoodies and shorts. It is. I think it's disrespectful to the Senate, but it just shows you like what kind of age we live in. That people think this is normal, and that we should cater to this guy.
Yeah.
And I do want to gloss over, like I said, that this is funny. I think it's in Canada, right? In Toronto. It's dog.
Oh my God! All these people that think that they're dogs or something.
Yeah,
dude. Man, it's funny, but it's again, it's funny, but it's sad. I mean,
hundreds. Yeah,
what's mental health like in this world if you've got all these people that believe that they're animals? And
they're wearing those masks, those weird like S&M masks, right?
I don't know, man. I mean, I think you sent this to me, or I saw it on Reddit. I don't know. This just bums me out. I mean, what kind of life have you had if you think this is the real you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you have friends, and many of them that think like you, and they're sitting there barking like dogs. These are humans. Like, in many cultures, when you call a human a dog, you are demeaning. I know not in our culture, and we love dogs, and we do. I love dogs too. There's nothing like them. They are majestic animals. Just to get that out of the way. All right, but when you call a human a dog, you are degrading them, right? Because we're not dogs. We're human.
It's kind of the. Well, here, I'm about to get the podcast canceled once again.
Oh, here we go.
No, but I mean, it's kind of the same thing as the trans movement. You call a man a woman a man, and you say all those things like, oh, gender doesn't exist and it's made up by society and yada, yada, yada. I mean, it's the same. I'm not calling anyone who identifies as a different gender an animal. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's the same concept in my head where you can't pretend to be something you're. Well, shit. See?
Well, look, no. If you're an adult, that's fine. I mean, all right.
I'm not. The concept as a whole. Yeah, we should move.
Well, okay. Well, no, I'll tell you what. I mean, it's, at least from my perspective. All right, this is saying that subjective reality is more important than objective reality. Okay, I think this is what's going on here, and that's what they're trying to push: is that your truth is the truth, and that's it. There's no other truth. That's my problem behind it.
Yeah. Right? Okay. No, you put it a much better.
That truth, that truth is fluid, and there's really no objective truth, and that's what these guys believe. That's what like Marxists believe, that there's no such thing as objective truth, and that's what a lot of them are like.
And that's ridiculous because truth at its core is objective,
right?
And I can't look at my white wall and say, hey, that wall is green,
right? Yeah. Me and you right now, you and I are having a conversation. That is an objective truth, right? Yeah. There's nothing subjective about that. I don't think or believe we're having a conversation. Although I might, I don't think that's what's going on here though, because I have you that also believes we're having a conversation. It has nothing to do with our subjective experience there. There's an objective reality there that we're having a conversation.
And I really hope that in 2026 we share the same jail cell because someone looked back at this and decided to arrest us for having a conversation.
And the gulag, and the re-education camps.
Exactly, yeah.
Those would actually be fun. I think the coolest people would be there. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
If it's anything like rehab, I mean, it was really cool.
Oh, yeah. So you said,
all right, what you got?
And this is a little bit still politics, and this will be the last one. Not last one, but pretty much the final one before we get into.
I think everything we talk about kind of touches on, not everything, but a lot of stuff we talk about touches, on politics, and that's the nature of the business.
Yeah, and you sent me this, and this is also a sensitive subject, but I think it has to do with our declining empire and basically what our ruling elite are up to, and. This Redditor said, wait a minute, Pizzagate's real, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this is 3 minutes. It's quick though, right? Should we play the whole thing?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and play the whole thing.
Okay.
Any comment? No comment. Not right now. In November of 2009, a woman named Laura Silsby founded a nonprofit, the New Life Children's Refuge, which described its mission as attempting to rescue orphaned and abandoned children in Haiti and Dominican Republic. 2 months later, on January 29th, 2010, Silsby was arrested for attempting to traffic 33 orphaned children out of Haiti without documentation.
Are some of the Wait, sorry to interdict, but to cut in here, but why the number 33? You know, that always shows up in these things. I mean, people say that's how the media signals who's behind something, especially with the number 33 in there.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things in this life that just kind of add up. I mean, coincidences, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's a little scary. I mean, this is. We'll talk about this on our philosophy podcast episode. But yeah, I think the universe is sentient. I think there's a lot of things that they're add up to show us like signs and stuff like that.
Yes, I've thought of that too, where it gives us subtle signs, it's subliminally or subconsciously, and it always adds up, especially with like weird events or global events.
Numbers. I mean, numbers. We talked about 9/11 the other day, and I mean, who do we call when we need help? We call 911. I mean, it's just it adds up for a reason, I think.
Yeah, and you know the number 9 means the end of something, and then you have the 11, which looks like the towers. So it's the demise of the towers. I mean, so much in that for that day. There's so much there. I read this book once about that, and he went through all the numbers and all the coincidences of that day. Yeah, I just remembered it now. Anyway, let's continue this.
33 Haitian children, an American Baptist group, allegedly tried to unlawfully take out of the country on Saturday.
Laura Silsby says the group paid no money for the children.
The mistake obviously we made is we did not understand that there was additional paperwork required.
Would later learn through WikiLeaks that Hillary Clinton was sent email updates from Uma Abedin and other associates regarding Silsby's incarceration and developing legal case. This was not the first time Silsby found herself facing child trafficking charges. Silsby had been caught once before by Haitian police attempting to traffic 40 children out of the country. However, in that incident, no charges were brought against her, and she was merely turned back at the border. A week after Silsby was apprehended the second time, on February 7th, 2010, former President Bill Clinton appointed Silsby a lawyer by the name of Jorge Puello. Puello was successful in getting Silsby's charges reduced to 6 months. Jorge Puello also had a colorful history with human trafficking. He was convicted of operating an international sex trafficking ring involving women and underage girls out of Central America and Haiti. Puello's wife was also arrested on the same charges. In 2011, Silsby was appointed as CFO of the software company Connexus and would later become its vice president of marketing. One of IPAW's functions is to issue Amber Alerts to the public in the event of kidnapping. The Amber Alert system was set up during Bill Clinton's presidency in 2015.
Is that a joke? Like they put her in charge of the Amber Alert? I mean, okay, fine, not Amber Alert, but that it sends messages. I mean, is that a joke? Is that real?
Man. Just our political system is so corrupt, and they've done such a good job of pretending like they're not corrupt. It's scary, man.
It is scary.
It's not, and as much as I dislike the Clintons, I mean, it's not just them; it's everybody.
It's all of them. Yeah,
everyone.
Yeah, and
I want to say, like, you know, we're not here as like some weird right wing podcast. I mean.
No,
we don't like Republicans. We don't like Democrats.
No,
I mean, it's everybody. I mean, but the Clintons,
evil and unfairness, and you know, right? That's all it is, really. Just be fair, be good to your fellow human. You know, corruption is what really gets me, and both are corrupt. All of them are corrupt. This is corruption. I mean, think of it right here. Getting people off.
Absolutely is.
Yeah, using political connections to get child molesters or whoever they're child traffickers out of jail and then put them in positions like this. I mean, what are you doing? And it just brings back memories of, you know, child sacrifices, what humans have been doing for millennia. And to who? To God, these quote unquote gods or aliens or whoever. And, you know, and this, I think, has something to do also with the UFO phenomenon, because it's the occult, it's children. I don't know what they're doing with these children. You know,
I'm sure they're just hanging out and playing tic-tac-toe.
Yeah. They're grooming them to become, you know, world leaders and world athletes. And I don't. Should we even continue this, or should we just? Move on?
I think
right.
we're good.
Yeah. All right. I mean, we know that this is it's a true thing. We'll put the link, in the show notes as usual. But let's get on to UAPs.
Hell yeah, let's go.
So the Customs and Border Patrol just released all these videos, these UAP videos, and some of them are really bizarre. Some are stupid. I don't know why they would do that, except just to muddy the water.
That's
but look
probably the point.
Yeah. Look at this thing. I mean, it looks like a balloon, but then it starts acting weird. All right. And they're watching it, obviously.
So we're looking at
FLIR
footage of a sphere floating around, and at the beginning, it does look like a balloon, but it starts going up and down and
down.
Makes no sense. It can't be a balloon because it's clearly got something controlling it. I mean, this
it could
to
be
me,
a drone.
I was gonna say it could be a drone.
But then watch what happens. Yes, it could be a drone. But then this might be also an artifact of the FLIR.
No, I don't buy that.
No, watch what happens though. Like, because some people have shown this where things disappear when it's see.
Yep, pop goes out.
It's gone. Now these things are, like they say, trans medium, that it can just go through anything. So if there's a ground there, it's going to go through the ground like it's not there.
Well, we've seen footage of UFOs flying in and out of water,
right,
easily. So this, I mean, it could be something similar to this.
And watch, it's going to show up again. So I think it's probably down here underground, just doing something, and then there it is.
Yep, comes right back. Wow. Crazy footage.
Isn't that crazy footage?
Yeah.
So it's just around the border.
So I always understood this as they were called Foo Fighters.
Oh yeah,
that's what the U.S. military. Like, I know we call them orbs or whatever now, but
now we call them orbs. Yeah.
But during what was it, World War II, when they first started seeing these things?
Yep. World War II over Germany, and we thought they were Nazis. We thought it was a secret Nazi weapon. And it turned out it wasn't.
Yeah, but they used to be called Foo Fighters. I'm just disappointed we don't call them those anymore.
I know, such a cool name. Oh, and where's it going now? But yeah, Foo. I don't know why they called it Foo Fighters. Why is that camera?
That's the band Foo Fighters. That's where they got the name from.
That's right. Yeah, that's actually cool of them. But they don't talk about UFOs much. Not like Tom DeLonge or anything.
Oh God, well, he's pretty far along the spectrum at this point.
All right, they lost it. I want to show the audience and you, like, is a stupid one, which they did on purpose. Is this okay? We all know this one. This is the one from Costa Rica or something, when it goes through the water and it splits into two, right? So they released that officially now. Oh wow, look at that thing.
That was the thing I was thinking of when I said flying in and out of the water.
Yeah, here, let's go to that part actually. Like it meant nothing. Here it is. It's just in the water right now. But it doesn't mean anything to it.
Yeah.
And they zoom in on this thing. Some people say those balloons. Those debunkers. Oh, there it is.
And that goes in the water.
And then it splits.
Pops right back out.
But I mean, we know water is dense. You're gonna
and
splashing.
Yeah, it's super dense. I mean, anyone who's carried like a pail of water knows how heavy it is. I mean,
and I'm sorry, would DHS sit there and just watch this thing if there's stupid balloons, people, or birds?
Yeah, that's definitely
there. It just split into two.
That's a duck.
Yeah, it's a swan.
Yeah, it's a duck and a swan that were flying together and then dove underwater and then came up and then
it split. Yeah.
Definitely
they can do that. It's something they can do.
Oh, and also is flying at 300 miles an hour, that the duck and the swan.
Oh yeah, that's right. Here we have all the telemetry, and scientists have gone through these. Thank goodness we have this telemetry, because they use that to debunk the debunkers. Is this the one with? I want to show it. Wait, there's one that has a hand glider, and it's perfectly obvious that it's not this one. Oh, this is cool. I don't remember seeing this one. There's another orb. We don't.
And the thing is, like, if you if you dig deep into people who have seen weird stuff, and like at the ranch, Skinwalker.
Oh yeah,
Ranch,
Skinwalker Ranch.
They talk about seeing glowing orbs and stuff. Everyone who's been there sees glowing orbs. It's crazy.
We should go do Airbnb there. I really want to do Airbnb there. I mean,
we should, man. Once we start getting paid for this podcast, that's like the first place we should go.
Yeah, and nothing is wrong because I'm not scared. If as long as we do protection prayers, you're okay. Nothing. They don't, for some reason, that realm doesn't mess with that. So this is a warthog, I think, and there's a UFO chasing a warthog. I mean, if you're an adversary,
I thought didn't we cover this on the show a couple weeks ago?
Oh, we might have.
I think we did.
But look at that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's not. I do want to show you the one with the hang glider, though. Like,
and last week I think it was last week we talked about MH370 going missing, and the supposed footage. It was being surrounded by orbs.
Yeah, I mean, I still think about that. It's so scary. Imagine being on that flight.
Yeah, I just want to know,
what happened.
Well, everyone.
Here it is. So I don't know why those show this. So people are saying they're showing this because there's an orb that shows up at the end. It's not. The guy's dropping dope. So it's an obvious hang glider.
It's a drug dealer.
It's a drug dealer. But look, you see, he dropped something. So everyone's like, "Oh, that's why it's a UFO." Oh, wait a minute.
Why would they include this in their video?
As people said, to muddy the waters, make
UFO look
crazy.
Straight up, that is pretty insane. You've got a guy who's hang gliding, dropping drugs. I mean,
why don't they shoot him out of the air? I don't get it.
Kudos to that guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's got balls.
What a badass.
Yeah. He's just going up against the U.S. government. I mean, what a psycho.
Yeah,
he is dropping it. He's dropping
it. It's FLIR footage of a guy on a hang glider obviously dropping. Well, I mean, you can't tell from the footage, but he's dropping drugs.
Yeah. I mean, he's dropping something.
Yeah, some sort of package, but
it's
drugs.
Moving on, NASA. We covered NASA last week and their stupid report, but apparently
never a straight answer.
No, never a straight answer. Apparently, they wanted to have a meeting, or they had a meeting on Thursday, September 21st,
this was
2 days ago.
Some serious BS. He sent this to me, and I was so disappointed.
Yeah, so it's a secret meeting, but of course, Tim Burchett, he kept us in the loop, and let's take a listen to him. He's so great, man. We're lucky. We are seriously lucky.
We are.
Have someone like him. So let's give it a listen.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett just left Oversight Committee with my man Noah. Say hey Noah. We were being briefed by NASA on their 56-page. Oh ma'am, great seeing you. Thanks for what you do for us. Briefed on their report on UFO, UAP, whatever. It's 56 pages. Doesn't say a whole lot. To me, it was just driving them towards us getting funding. But one thing came out, my colleague Gary Palmer asked about classified stuff at NASA. And they said, we don't have anything classified. And like, what? You don't have anything classified? I mean, satellite imagery of something. And is very elusive. And so what I think they've done is they sent these two folks in here like the Pentagon did, and have very little knowledge of the issue. And so they can hold up their hand before Congress and swear that they know nothing about the issue and it doesn't exist. And then they went through, there was no proof. And I said, what about, Navy pilots that swear that they're, hey brother, chasing these things? We had testimony that said they did, and we have video of it, audio of them talking. And they said, I'll see you over there, Noah. Hey, how are you? Hang on one second. So anyway, didn't get a lot from that, and I'm a little disappointed. So we're probably going to get some more people from the Pentagon in there to tell us what exactly is going on, because I'm not for giving anybody more money. I just want the truth, just to give me the facts. Thank y'all.
I'm not giving on anyone any more money. I just want the facts.
You stopped it right near the end, but he talks about his shaving cut right at the end.
Oh wait, let me.
And I know I cut myself shaving. See about it. Thank you for sitting here.
That's great. I know I cut myself shaving.
He's great. I really hope he's on the up and up.
Yeah, me too. He's obviously popular, right? Because every time he's walking, everyone's like saying, "Hey."
Yeah. Hey, how are you? Hey, doing good work. And hey, this is who you say, Nolan or something. Doesn't matter.
So what's this? I don't know who past chronicles are, but this is MSN, Microsoft. It goes, NASA confirms whistleblower claims the government is studying UFOs of non-human origin. What? Who said that? And I looked through this article, and they go through Grush. They talk about the debrief article. They talk about who's Carnell, a current aerospace executive. Was that why? And retired Army colonel has vouched for Grush's impeccable character, stating that it is beyond any doubt. All right. There's the NASA head with the press release or press conference last week. Christopher Mellon, they talk about. Yeah.
I'm so sick of NASA's bullshit at this point.
So ridiculous. I mean, it's so obvious. Like, and I'm glad Tim Burchett said that someone asked him, like, don't you guys have anything classified? Like they're like, what? He's like, I mean, it's like,
I mean, what? Like man, it's so frustrating because like they're the space people. They should be excited about stuff like this, and they're hiding it.
They are. They've always been hiding it. And maybe is this what I mean, maybe, and then we have this. DARPA wants new ideas for space weapons. I mean, people. The reason why I bring this up now is that a lot of people say NASA is just a cover. It's a public image, and then the DoD in the background uses NASA as an excuse to launch, weapon systems and technologies on the ISS, on like NASA.
God, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at this point.
Yeah.
Like freaking Reagan's Star Wars program.
Yeah.
They said it was canceled, but who was it?
And that was in the 80s. That was in the 80s.
Yeah.
I watched a really cool documentary with Richard Dolan is in there. He's featured in part of it. But they interview the people who did SDI, the Reagan Star Wars program, and Fastwalkers came from that program. They used to watch these objects come in through space. Because these satellites were always watching the Earth, right? Because to protect us from the Soviets, but they would still see these things coming in through space and then go into Earth, and they would call them fast walkers. And they're trying to get this data from the government from these satellites, but they're not in use anymore.
So, if you're listening to this, you probably know what the Reagan Star Wars program was. But Mom, this is for you, and. Because correct me if I'm wrong, the Star Wars program was essentially a plan to put essentially weapons in space to either shoot down at the planet on targets that needed to be shot or other satellites in space.
Exactly, those two. Yeah, it would take out if there's like a nuclear launch from Russia, it'd either do it before it launches, because was it the Javelin? I forget now. They named it something, but that came out of Star Wars, where it launches this projectile from space, and it's just like a nuke. It's like a bunker buster. I mean,
was it canceled, or it didn't work, or what?
Upgraded. I mean, I don't know. Actually,
now I'm
classified. Right? That's a good question. Like, what happened to? We should look up what happened to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Or SDI. Right, that's actually a good question, because that documentary said they're not in use anymore, any of those things.
I seriously doubt that.
Or now that's because now we have Space Force. Okay, so Google gave me a Wikipedia. It says by the early 1990s, with the Cold War ending and nuclear arsenals being rapidly reduced, political support for SDI collapsed. SDI officially ended in 1993. When the Clinton administration redirected the efforts toward theater ballistic missiles and renamed the agency the Ballistic Missile Defense Organization. Interesting. So yeah, it was discontinued, SDI. But they were designed to look at UFOs too. So here's DARPA asking the public to put space weapons, which means we've had them there for 30 years. Right, which we know.
Yeah.
Chemical sprayers. So they have lasers, they have robot mechanisms, high power microwaves, and chemical sprayers.
Oh my God.
And I thought you'd love this. So Scientific American has been debunking UFOs forever, right? It's a peer-reviewed journal. So now they come up, I know it's an opinion, but still it comes up, they talk about, it says UFO research is only harmed by anti-government rhetoric.
My God. Sorry. Can you read that again? I won't speak during it.
UFO research is only harmed by anti-government rhetoric. Conspiracy theories.
So dumb.
And related anti-government sentiment could prove toxic to any factual and scientific discussion of unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Don't ever question the narrative, is what this article is saying.
Right. They're saying the government's here to help you. They love you, and they're going to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's all they've done is tell.
Yeah, that's all they've done. Forget the 80 years. Forget the deaths, the murders, the cover-ups, the psyops. Forget all that. It never happened. We're studying it now. NASA has it, folks, and Arrow has it, and they're going to tell you the truth from now forward.
God.
And I wonder if.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I can't believe how entrenched with the government our media is. It's not even news. It's propaganda.
Look at this. It is. These institutions will play key roles in improving transparency about UAPs, and ultimately destigmatizing discussion of the issue and reports of sightings. Hopefully, in the future, the institutions will also be able to rely on the public to report legitimate sightings. Such reporting will increasingly matter as more people, companies, and countries start flying more things in the sky.
Oh man, I'm so scared for the future.
I know.
We're done.
They have such a hold, like you said, and they're so entrenched. And Dolan uses that too, is that they're just so entrenched, and they keep getting more and more entrenched with every single emergency we have. Like COVID was one. But, so we have NASA saying, there's no proof of this, and believe us in transparency. But then we have a known person, Eric Davis, who's part of crash retrievals, and he says what he can, but I like to keep bringing this up about the reality of the situation. People like him who are in the know, and these are people we should be listening to. They're not propagandists. It's the other ones who are propagandists, in my opinion.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah, and so I like his insights. He speaks really fast though, and I don't think this is a great recording, but this is a great post by Joe Murgia. He's great on Twitter. He has these really long posts that he does it for people that want to read mostly. They're on his blog. He transcribes a lot of these interviews. So let's take a listen to Davis speaking about these programs and their technologies.
The superpowers on the Earth have had their share of crashes, and they have recovered the vehicles from their crashes. So that's why Shakti and I agree that even though these things behave like a conscious, spiritual, psychic entity, they do have a advanced technology. They have hardware, and there's a craft, and there's occupants or UFOnauts that he calls them. That Shakti Lee calls them UFOnauts. So there's UFOnauts running these craft. The point is that these things are operating. They go way outside the envelope of our engineering and physics technologies, and I can guarantee you that no laws of physics are broken whatsoever. It's just that it's either the existing laws that we have, but we haven't extrapolated it further enough, or expanded it enough into realms or areas of phase space where we could discover new solutions to these existing physical laws, which would give us advanced propulsion and power that would produce this type of technology once you have an engineering and a manufacturing technology to create these things. So that's where we're at. And these things don't look like anything that we can manufacture on Earth. So we don't have the manufacturing or industrial technology for it. Like, for example, that's what the 38 papers that the TIA wanted in their tasking through their Aerospace Advanced Space Studies contract was to.
So he's saying, and this guy's in the know, right? He's part of these crash retrievals. he's saying we don't have the manufacturing capability. He's talking about the Tic Tac to create the Tic Tac. People like Stephen Greer say that Tic Tac is made by Lockheed. And Stephen's not in this. Yes, he's been he talks to people like Davis. Maybe Davis is lying though. I mean, if he's part of UFO crash retrieval, maybe he's been trained to do disinfo too. I don't know. I'm not saying to trust this guy completely, right?
Yeah,
but he is forthcoming. He is a first eyewitness to these things. He's got interviews that tells people how to get into the crash retrieval programs, how to network, how to get trusted. Like, he's a cool guy. And the Wilson Davis memo, that's him. This is Davis, who spoke to William? Is it Williams? Last name Williams, right? The guy, the deputy defense that got denied access and was threatened, that guy. So Davis is the one that met with him. So yeah, let's just continue.
Take the physics and engineering of 2009 and 2010, extrapolate it to 2050. Are we going to be able to have a physics and engineering and a technology industrial base that'll produce a vehicle that'll match the Tic Tacs? And on the flip side of that, boy, that would be wonderful if we could get there, because commercially it would revolutionize transportation and energy on the Earth. And the interesting thing is that today there's a big move away from special access programs. They're extremely costly to maintain, extremely costly. Let me tell you this. The cost to maintain information, personnel, and physical security for a special access program can be tens of times larger than the cost of the program itself. The purpose of a black program with a special access program security wrap is you've got to limit the information and exposure to the information to as few people as possible in order to produce the maximum security protection against espionage by the enemy. Yeah.
Wow. He says in a special access program, the security is 10 times more costly than the actual program.
That is wild.
10 times more. I mean, of course, that's when people say like, well, there's $2 trillion unaccounted for, in these programs. I mean, that's where it's going to. Mostly the security around it.
I've got a hard time believing all that.
Oh, that they would actually do it, or what he said in general.
I'm sorry, I was not paying attention. I just was saying something just to say something. I'm going to cut this.
Wait, were you talking about Davis? Wait, you listened to what Davis said, right? Or no?
No, not really. I was drinking water and I'm thinking about how I have to go pee. And
well, if you take a break, I could pause it right here. See, there's a nice pause button.
Can you pause it? Can you pause it?
Yeah, man, Eric Davis. He says a lot. He talks really fast, but I don't know.
He does talk. He does talk fast. I got that definitely.
Yeah. And he's, like we stopped before. He said the Tic Tac is not. We don't have the manufacturing capability to make a Tic Tac, and he's in these programs. Oh yeah, he ended saying that the security is 10 times more expensive than the actual program. Keeping it compartmentalized and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy grift.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, hey, wait, our government is charging us more than they possibly could ever spend.
Such a waste, such a wasteful government. It's just so wasteful. And like it's I don't know why they think that there's no consequences to doing stuff like this. We see it today. Money is not it's not wizardry. I mean, it is in some sense, but it's going to catch up to you.
There are no consequences for them.
Oh no, of course not. Yeah, because it's fake money, but then they buy physical assets with it, and then even if it crashes.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, not a call to violence, but if we did what the French did, I feel like there would be a lot, less spending.
Yeah, bring out the guillotines.
Right, not a call to violence.
No, it's not. It's a joke. All right, it's a great video.
Yeah. Let's play this.
So, this one we might have covered it last week or the week before. It's Linda Moulton Howe. Someone got in touch with her about JSOC and Zodiac. It might be the same thing. Let me know if it is. We can just move on. But she covered it again on September 20th. 4 days ago. So let's just take a listen.
Hired David Grush, implying that the U.S. government has hard physical evidence of extraterrestrial biological entities dead and or alive. In the opening 2 paragraphs of the Reddit comments after the House subcommittee hearing that were sent to me by an aerospace source, it reads, quote, "First, I know that Grush has only limited ability to talk about this subject. Second, this alien retrieval program is real and is the most highly classified program in the US. The program is called Zodiac, and this may or may not come out in the public hearing soon," close quote. After my last week's September 13th Earth Files YouTube broadcast, I received an encrypted message, quote, "Is Raytheon or Boeing the current gatekeeper of the program known as Zodiac? Perhaps where Hughes aircraft used to be? My station chief within JSOC that I worked with from time to time was against any mention of Zodiac whatsoever," close quote. What is a zodiac? As the Earth travels around the sun from January to May to September back to January, the sun appears to pass in front of 12 star constellations: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. After my September 13th, 2023 Earth Files broadcast, I received an encrypted message that said, quote, "Zodiac is run by a partnership between JSOC, the Joint Special Operations Command, with Raytheon, and has been since its inception. Zodiac is the active participation of multiple countries and intelligence agencies to identify, catalog, analyze, and recover downed craft that are known not to originate from Earth. At present, we consider most of the alien beings with the craft to be advanced biological AI, artificial intelligence, manufactured beings."
I'm just going to stop it here. Yeah. But, why does it always match our reality? Our relations or our perception of the phenomenon, right? Mm-hmm. Why does it always match with our current understanding? I guess that is a normal thing, right?
What do you mean by match with our?
All right, so back in the 1800s, it was airships, right? We didn't have a flying craft, right? We had ships that were in the ocean. And but so when they were seen in the air, these things, they were called airships. And then when the nukes came, and we had aircraft and whatever, the flying saucer thing, showed up. So they became aliens, right? And then we got more we got more advanced, and we have computers, and now we have AI. So all of a sudden, they're advanced AI beings.
So this goes along with my interdimensional theory in that we're half the, they're like waves and we're antenna. So anything, that's in our lexicon or that we understand, that it projects half of it, right? And they meet us halfway. And so we see what we want to see. But that's not really what so you said airships in the 1800s. We couldn't fathom the thing of airplanes and UFOs and aliens, and so but we had airships, and so what we would see was airships. And then when the nukes happened, we'd see flying saucers because that was in our brainwaves.
Yeah.
And now it's getting weirder and weirder because we can imagine more and more.
Yeah, right. We can understand more and more.
Yeah.
So maybe it uses what our understanding is to communicate with us. So it really is something. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I guess, we've talked about this somehow too, is like, all right, so say it really is truly alien, this phenomenon, like something that's it's unfathomably not human, right? But then it's okay. Oh yeah, this is what we use. We said, like, say we want to communicate with an ant, we would send something that looks like an ant
Right.
down there, whether it's a robot or whatever kind of thing, to communicate with them using the same chemicals, using whatever. And that's how we would, so that's what these things are too, where it looks like us, it kind of behaves like us.
I mean, science has proven that, well, I don't know if science is proven, but when the brain sees something that it can't comprehend, it morphs it into something you can comprehend.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Our brain does that. Our brain does that with many illusions, even. It'll make an illusion there when it's not really there, but just so it can understand it much better.
And again, it's like the 2-dimensional versus 3-dimensional thing where, you've got all these circles and triangles and squares that live on a 2D thing. When they see a 3D thing come into their environment, they make it into something they understand.
Yeah, and they only see a 2D shadow of it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so even Corso, so this is not anything that new, I guess, but Corso also said that they thought they were biological beings made for space travel. I would add to that, probably made to communicate with humans. So
yeah, I mean the biological robot theory makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you're if you're coming from another dimension and you're entering ours, you need to put something there that, I mean, yeah, it's scary to us, but I mean, it's something we'd understand. It's got two arms, it's got 2 legs, it's got 2 eyes.
And that's what a lot of these like mainstream scientists, their problem is like, well, how come these aliens look like us? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good argument for it, is because if they didn't, we would blow them up. Or
yeah. Can you imagine a bunch of octopi rain down from the sky and started sucking our blood or something? It'd be, we'd go nuts.
That wouldn't work. All right, let's see what else this guy is saying to Linda.
This Zodiac program requires all individuals involved to hold an SES GS-15 clearance. All caps SES stands for Senior Executive Services, which means they report to someone or a group that reports to POTUS, President of the United States, or his science advisory group that in turn reports to POTUS. Zodiac is the highest classified program in our government.
If that's true, why would they risk reporting to POTUS if it can be someone like Trump or someone that that they don't control?
I was just gonna say, there's no way that this Zodiac reports to the president. Absolutely not.
We're moving on.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right. So, is there an underwater UFO base off the Southern California coast? So we've always talked about this. And this article goes into the space between basically Laguna Beach and San Clemente Island.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Where we want to do our CE5. So I wanted to share this. It's a great report, great investigation that there's something there between Catalina Island and the California coast. So we can, whenever we have the courage to do it. But he goes October 1968, 1980, 80s. He goes through all underwater lights. I mean, so much evidence that there's a base there. And I've talked about my experience, what that happened to me with something out there. I connected with, there's definitely something there. And that was before knowing all this stuff. I didn't know any of this stuff. None of it. Seriously.
There's a lot of stuff that happens off in that area.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm convinced also there's a base. So I think if we go there, do some, protective prayers also, and then try to communicate, there might be something that comes out of it. And if it's evil, maybe it won't, because we would have protected ourselves. But
you know what really creeps me out the most, though?
What?
Seaweed. Ugh.
Really? Huh? Well, yeah, I hate it too.
I hate when I go to the beach, which happens once every 10 years, and I go into the ocean and there's just the slimy seaweed tickling at your feet.
It's grabbing you too, right? Grabbing your legs.
Oh, I hate it. I don't like the ocean.
Have you done scuba diving?
Yes, in Mexico, not here.
Oh, in Mexico, is it more clear there? Because I've heard here where we are, the visibility
it's
is
very clear, and the fish are way too friendly because they like rubbing up against you, and I
You're
don't.
kidding
like
me.
I'm not an ocean person. I'm more of a mountain person.
Yeah.
But the fish are super Oh, I don't like fish. Got those big eyes.
Do you not like seafood either?
Nope. Don't like seafood. I mean, I'll eat sushi once in a while, but I'm not,
Yeah. I was like, I completely did not like seafood at all until I met my wife, and she was all into seafood. Then I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it could be.
Okay, I'll eat tuna and salmon. I mean, those are the most.
That doesn't count, right?
Yeah, no, that barely counts as seafood. And the sushi I eat. Have you ever had a Las Vegas roll?
No, what's that?
I mean, it's deep fried, and there's, I don't know.
Really?
It's barely sushi. I really don't like seafood. I don't like sea creatures. Have I talked about this on the show?
I don't know. Like, so you obviously don't like shrimp and lobster?
No, God, oh my God, no, hell no. Okay, so if it doesn't have 2 legs or 4 legs, I don't like it.
Oh yeah,
whatever it is.
You have mentioned that. Yes.
Okay.
2 legs or 4 legs? What's on 2 legs that we eat?
I don't know. I've had human meat before. They call it long pig.
That's hilarious.
No, I'm just saying, like, obviously I like people.
Yes.
I like anything with 4 legs. If it's got more than that or less than that, I'm out.
Yeah. I understand. It makes sense because they're creepy.
Yeah, I'm okay with snakes though.
Oh, yeah. I was
snakes I can do. I've got no problem with snakes.
Yeah, they're cool. Like, as long as they're fed, they're fine.
Right. But like if you think like crabs, oh man. Honestly, I can never mind. I was gonna say I can hang out with dolphins, but
what about oysters? You like oysters?
No, God, no.
I actually finally, after like 10 or 15 years of like trying it, I finally can do like 3 or 4. Before, I couldn't even do 1. I was like, this is disgusting.
No.
And now, for some reason, I'm able to do it as long as the sauce is okay, like the hot sauce and the pickles.
They smell so bad. I mean, ugh. Absolutely not. They don't have 2 legs and they don't have 4 legs, so I'm out.
None of them, no. It's like a tongue, basically.
Ugh. This made it even worse.
So, Naval History and Heritage Command. This is history.navy.mil. So they have a UFO research guide for the Navy. And of course, what do they show first? Saucers over Washington, D.C.
We've covered this on the show before. This is from the 50s.
Yeah, but it's really cool. It goes U.S. government web sources. So they talk about the CIA, FOIA electronic reading with the FBI, the NSA. Although they didn't link it, the NSA one. They talk about Blue Book, all the government. Here's all the government projects that they went through. Motion pictures received by the Air Force during the project and forming part of the aerial phenomenon branch case file described above, 1950 to 1967. 20 reels, really? Can we see those? Oh, it's probably like documentaries, like Disney probably made them for them or something. Sound recordings, photographs, and then all these books they're recommending to read. Hollow Earth. Whoa, that's the first one. Bernard Raymond W., The Hollow Earth, the greatest geographical discovery in history made by Admiral Richard Byrd. That's why. Wow. This is on the Navy. This is cool. I would love to read this. The True Origin of the Flying Saucers, 1969. Richard E. Byrd. So are they saying that's real then? Because didn't AJ try to debunk that?
Yeah.
He debunks a lot. I just for our listeners to know, like, we love AJ and the Y Files, and he went.
We do.
He had a live show yesterday where the audience can choose what to watch together. And I came in, I don't know, towards the end of one of them. And he was debunking what was going on, and Hecklefish was saying some on-point stuff. And I put a comment, I'm like, Hecklefish should hosts the show, and I'm talking about there's thousands of comments going really fast. He caught that one, and I sent it to you, and he was pretty depressed by that.
Yeah, that was. I couldn't. I can't. Yeah, I couldn't believe he saw that one. That's really funny.
Well, because hecklefish is just cool. Like when I think it's brilliant and genius that he has a hecklefish because he can get away with saying stuff he really wants to.
I was gonna say he wants to say, but he can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I think that's why I love hecklefish so much.
Me too. He's the absolute best.
I think I'm gonna get one of those hecklefish plushies or whatever they're called.
You should. I mean, he was talking about how he pushes his vendors to bring down the price. He goes, "Oh, you should." They tell him you should charge $40, $50. He goes, "Listen, if I can't charge 30, we're not doing it." He's really cool that way, and they make it happen where they make it so it's it's $30, which is still not cheap.
And we'll always recommend our listeners to go listen to the Y Files.
Yeah.
It's an amazing YouTube show. It's great. He covers a lot of the same stuff that we do.
Yeah, only 30 years old. It's 30. Only 3 years old. He said. The show. Yeah, 3 years old. Imagine.
Oh, the show.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying he was 30. I was like,
no, sorry.
I was like, no, there's no way.
Yeah, no, the show. It's 3 years old. Apparently, he was in some movies too. People were asking him. He was in some movies, so he's an actor.
He used to be part of a different podcast. I can't remember. Actually, it's one of the episodes on the Y
He's got
Files.
a cool voice. Has he done voice acting too? Because it sounds like he has. It sounds familiar.
Anyway, he seems like a good guy. I mean, he's not.
Yeah, for sure.
He's not like a true believer, but he takes everything seriously.
He does. Even though he'll cover things that he hates to cover, but he'll still cover it.
Yep.
So our military lost an F-35.
Yes, this was a huge story this week.
Yeah. Debris found in search for F-35 fighter jet that went missing after pilot ejected during mishap. They're not telling us what the mishap is.
This is one of the. So I've been following this, and it's like one of the weirdest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, and they're blaming the weather too. I mean, even for this.
None of this story adds up or makes any sense. They think they found the crash site, but there's no plane there. That's one of the things. An F-35 is a jet, by the way, for people who don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It cost our country $1.35 trillion. I mean, over the long run. Wow. But it's an expensive plane. Each plane is worth $80 million, right? Something like that.
Something like that. But it's just the whole. I mean, I do not get this story at all, one bit.
Me neither. This show saying that he was on a false flag mission because they had the transponder turned off, so radars couldn't see him. No one saw him. Something happened, and then he had to eject. And then it went on. Oh, I sent you that. I don't think I have it queued up. There's some hikers that filmed it crashing.
Really?
Yeah. They saw it coming in, and then it just dove down.
If you could, can you find that real quick? Because
I'm gonna pause.
Yeah.
Play it. Should we play it again?
Yeah, let's play it again. Look at that. Digital right there at the top. It says, saying the clip was filmed with Digital Combat Simulator.
Oh, the clip actually said that?
It says right above the video.
So how do they do that? The original poster who goes by Iceman Fox and whose TikTok handle overlays the clip captioned the video on YouTube and other platforms with text saying the clip was filmed. Oh, all right.
Cool. I mean, cool video, but
they're gonna make us. I swear they're gonna start making us log in. With our IDs. I mean, digital IDs are coming because of this. All this all this fake shit.
Yeah.
All right. So
let's move on to the next one.
Yeah. So Vail Symposium host Colonel John Alexander to talk UFOs and other unexplained phenomenon. He's going to be with George Knapp.
Fun.
He has a great quote here. he's saying it's okay to talk about these things. Okay, he goes, there seems to be a control mechanism that presents events to folks who are there, and it seems to know how the researchers are going to respond even before the event occurs. And then it morphs and says, oh, you like that? Try this, and gives them another experience.
Yeah, I mean, that's Skinwalker Ranch to a T.
Yeah. The things we get into are so strange or almost in the unbelievable realm, Alexander says.
Yep.
There are just any number of incidents, and they're all different. It's hard to explain, but intention seems to generate or respond to this phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very bizarre, with lots and lots of highly credible witnesses. He talks about, and then I mean, so that's an event. When is this happening? Did it already happen?
September 18th, 2023.
So yeah, that was when the article came out. I'm looking for. They're not saying, maybe at the end.
Anyway, I mean, this guy seems to have the same mentality to this phenomenon as I do. Oh boy.
But then we get, stuff like this. So, we'll share this also. You can download. It's at the end of this article. It's about Mutual UFO Network, UFO Journal, August 1995, Roswell alien autopsy film. So they actually interviewed the Santilli guy, Ray Santilli.
Oh, wait. Hey, did we talk about the Mexico alien?
Yeah, actually, we're getting there.
Okay.
I think right after this. So this one, and I'm just gonna gloss over it quickly, but there's a letter here from someone that met Scully, or a letter to Scully. Scully was the one that wrote the book UFOs Are Real. Anyway, this letter had nothing to do with it. It was a letter that these people, or this guy, met someone that was an intelligence officer that got close to his daughter, and then he told his daughters that they had these aliens, and they were studying them. They denied. Okay, so they had these aliens. These aliens came here, and then they set up a signal station to signal their own kind, to come save them or whatever. And then when we came up to them, a lot of them just got up and left, but they left 2 or 3 aliens behind, which our military captured and started interviewing. Yeah, I know. And this is in the 50s. So they denied that they came from an... wait a minute. I want to see something. Oh, yeah. They were allowed to complete the signals to their planet and were requested to invite other visitors from there to come and land at a designated secret spot, probably Nevada. Although brilliant, they seemed unable to understand government as we knew it. It was learned from them that they could not approve a communistic state, nor even our type of democracy. Our investigators could not understand just how they live, but thought perhaps in some sort of anarchy, which would be possible among a people with character and disposition of those little men. Yeah, and I just love that because, and they said they're tens of thousands of years ahead of us, and that they used nukes tens of thousands of years ago or something and stopped. But it just shows that anarchy is true freedom. We don't need government. That's what these beings are saying. Like, what? We mean government. We mean communism. We mean democracy. Like,
I don't need a babysitter every hour of the day.
Yeah. They traverse the universe. They don't need anyone telling them, where are you going? What are you doing? Kind of thing. Because the universe is not set up that way. We're all born free people. We're free beings. Just because we've been brainwashed that daddy government has to tell you what to do, that's not the reality of the situation. So I like that these advanced beings didn't understand.
I think if our listeners donate enough money, we should just buy a spaceship.
Yeah.
And just go.
Just go. Get the hell out of here. I had a theory when COVID was happening and they were pushing the mandates and like these vaccines. I'm like, okay, they don't work. Why are you effing pushing them? And it was happening at the same time with disclosure, and they were letting out these technologies. I was like, you know what? It must be a deal. I think I've said this on a show before. I thought it was a deal where all right, we'll release this stuff, just as long as we can control everyone and, kill them if they leave the planet or use it in the wrong way kind of thing. but then you
absolutely. I mean,
and then
so many times in my life, I've had people ask me like, what's your dream job? What's your dream job? I want to be a space trucker. I want to just.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah, I just want to leave. Just get a spaceship and get the hell out of here.
Be free. I mean, the universe is big enough. It's huge. It's unfathomably large.
Yeah.
Like, even though there's 8 billion of us, doesn't mean anything. We're still specks of dust.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want to go explore the universe. I really do.
Me too. Take me with you.
All right, awesome.
All right, so archaeologists unearthed oldest known wooden structure. You sent me this.
So this is wild to me because, and I've said this on the show many times. I think human history is a lot different than what we've been taught. This goes to show that even 500,000 years ago,
500,000,
they were building houses and stuff.
Yeah, archaeologists have unearthed the oldest known wooden structure, and it's almost 500,000 years old. Obviously, scientists are saying they can't fit this into our narrative. Obviously,
yeah, duh.
Yeah,
they said civilization only started like 8,000 years ago or something stupid like that.
Of course, they're gonna say that. Of course, they have to.
Anyway, so to sum up this article, they found a wooden structure, probably a house or something. They've dated it back almost 500,000 years. It's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, it was carved up, and it was holding up something. It was a structure. It wasn't just random wood. It was thought out, carved up, designed, and then implemented. Which is the important take here. And again, it pushes human history back another hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah.
You also sent me this one. It says sunken ancient temples were found in a mysterious underwater city with Egyptian and Greek treasures.
Yeah, just goes to show. I mean, it's proving the point, or it's supporting the point that I just made earlier about human history.
Right, and we should get into this, and we talked about the Mexican aliens.
Yeah, this is pretty wild.
Yeah, so and you sent me a couple of clips too, and I think what that one is, this thread goes through each step these scientists took to put it through an MRI machine, and see they scan these things. It's in Spanish, so. There it is. It's about 1 foot, right? 1 to 2 feet tall. These things are tall, short. But yeah, so that's the CT scan.
Do you know what the final result? So this is referring to the aliens, quote unquote aliens, that Mexico pulled from Peru this week. Is there a summary of what they found? Because they're
here. This one you sent me, I think is a summary. It's a good one. Research Institute of the Secretary of the Navy. Oh, is this it? Director of the Health Sciences Research. The studies showed that the alleged bodies belonged to a single skeleton and were not assembled. So here's just 1 minute.
I don't think we need to even play this. I mean, the audio anyway.
Yeah, but basically it goes through.
It's further proof that what Mexico released this week is true and not some hoax. I mean, they've got doctors.
Crazy to think about, huh?
They're putting it through the MRI. They're doing X-rays. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and these are indigenous beings. If this is truly real, and they're saying these are 1,000-year-old mummies. They're tiny.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they're about a foot tall. That's the wild part.
Yeah, they're not making spaceships. These aren't aliens. I think it's just an indigenous species, bipedal.
Well, the pygmies exist. That's not some conspiracy theory.
Yeah, where'd they find those? Look at this thing.
Yeah.
But these were found in
Peru.
In Peru, Nazca, right? Where the Nazca lines are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to add to that mystery. And then you have what's this? Leaked footage. Also, these are robbers.
This is
in Nazca Cave.
I have no idea if this is real or not, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
I mean, we have to think 95 to 99% of things we see online is fake.
Yeah, but I mean, this fits with the
looks like them.
Yep, looks exactly like them. This fits with the Peru bodies that they have.
Yeah, and even Strieber
bodies, huh?
Even Strieber had an interview with someone from Peru. Look at that; it looks the same though, so it might be the same thing. So you're not allowed to take these things out of Peru. Apparently, it's illegal. That's why they're talking about. Here it is. Let's listen to Whitley Strieber had on. I don't know this guy's name, but he's some expert from Peru. He talks about the mummies, and apparently it's illegal to take these things out. So what Jaime did in Mexico, they don't know how they took those things out legally. So there's something going on there. But yeah, let's take a listen to this guy.
I will say that the carbon-14 dating to me is very conclusive because it was these, as your listeners probably know, there are two types of mummy.
Right. Let's explain that because that's really unclear.
There, and when I say mummy, we're just using that as a descriptor. Whether they're real mummies or what the definition of a mummy is another question. But there are two kinds of creatures, if you will, or bodies that we're looking at. One of them, one type, are what they call them the small grays, and I hate to use the word gray, so let's just call them the small bodies. And they are about 2.5 feet tall. There are many of them. I've seen a dozen different ones. Apparently I've heard that there's at least 25 or 30 of these, and then even more loose skulls, meaning the skulls of these creatures without the entire body. These beings, as I said, are about 2.5 feet tall. They resemble kind of the aliens that we think of being gray, insofar as they have proportionately large heads. They all have 3 fingers and 3 toes, which is why, as a group, they're all called the tridactyl mummies. Tridactyl meaning 3 digits on each.
How can you do anything with 3 digits? I mean, so maybe are these the AI biological beings that just have been left here? They mummified them. You know, they're obviously not the ones creating the crafts, unless they do it with their minds, right? Because there's also reports of that where they do things. They can manipulate reality with their minds together. 2 to 3 feet. That seems small.
Yeah,
That's not kids.
I'm not a xenobiologist. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, and if it is something indigenous, the Native Americans, I told you this also, like I forget which tribe, when the floods happened, the cataclysm happened.
Yeah, but you have to remember they're aliens. Alien is such a loaded word at this point, but it literally means we cannot understand how they do what they do or how they do what they do.
Yeah, and the reason why they said that the bones might be assembled is because it looks different than ours. It obviously is going to be different than ours, right?
Right. Exactly. That's
So I don't know if we probably don't need to continue this, but it's a good interview with him that our listeners should go listen to.
Let's move on to the next clip we got.
What's this one? Did you send me this one? Oh yeah, the Italian. So this is cool. I remember this from back in the day too. This is not a hoax. It is recorded. It's before even CGI.
It's pretty wild.
It is. It's in Italy.
I definitely think it's a human-made UFO.
Yeah, you can tell. It's the way it moves, how it stops, how it goes. It has to tilt to go forward like a helicopter. But it's definitely way more advanced than that. I don't see any.
That's pretty cool stuff, though.
Yeah, and it takes off fast at some point too, right? Like right here, I think. Now the Italians have had crashed.
There it goes.
Yeah, and the Italians have had crashed UFOs. Oh, gone. crashed UFOs for a long time. Has it come back now or something? Oh, and that's it. I mean, I remember it being longer when I first saw it.
Yeah, it's probably just a short clip of the original.
Definitely cool footage.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the comic book. These are.
Yeah, I sent this to you. I found this super interesting.
So it's the it's depictions of comets, historical depiction of comets back in the day, and some of these are like, what? Like, all right, that could be just
a lightning or something.
Things. Look at this thing, just like a what?
So we're looking at pictures of I don't know how to describe it. I guess people
things in the sky.
Things in the sky. They're super interesting paintings from a long time ago.
Yeah, of comets, and they're all different. Well,
yeah, but they're not comets. They're clearly things in the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It's super cool. I highly recommend all of our listeners to look at these things.
Look at this thing.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
Exactly.
That's not a comet. Well, yeah, a lot of them look like. Oh yeah, then we're back to here now.
Anyway,
I have a book too about UFOs in paintings, ancient paintings, and they're everywhere, all over the place. Many of them with like Jesus and Mary. You know, Mary's also.
What's that painting? There's two guys and they're sitting in between something that looks like that Russian satellite. It does matter.
Oh yeah. Yes. I know that one. It's in that book too that I have.
Yeah. It's super interesting that, I mean, it just goes to show that, like I said, human history is not what we have been told.
No, it hasn't just started. No, that's a crazy thing. They keep trying to gaslight us. Like, this is all new stuff, or it's not extraterrestrial, but we don't know what it is. So U.S. Air Force reports mysterious Gulf of Mexico incident to Pentagon's UFO office. This is in Florida. One of the pilots goes to check out that the diamond formation viewed on radar and sees a large floating, what I can only describe as an orb. Again, like I said, not having any human capability that I'm aware of. And then Gates says, and when he approached, he said that his radar went down. He said that his FLIR infrared camera system malfunctioned and that he had to manually take this image from one of the lenses. Gates received a classified briefing while visiting Eglin Air Force Base earlier this year, but we cannot comment on the content of that briefing. I can confirm that Arrow is reviewing a report from Eglin Air Force Base out in Florida. So, well, that's cool. At least, is Arrow going to tell us about this incident? Who knows?
Nope. Of course not.
They're going to say we have no evidence of extraterrestrial. So we're ending. We're coming to the end now, since now we're back to stupid politics. But the Pfizer vaccine.
Oh boy, here we go.
I know. They found that it has DNA in it.
Oh, shocker.
Yeah.
Things that we already knew.
Yeah. It's unfortunate and dangerous too.
Hanlon's razor, which is never attribute malice to that which can be better explained by incompetence. And so I'm trying to be gracious here in many circumstances. There could be malice underneath, but I'm trying to see just incompetence to be gracious. So vaccine is contaminated with plasmid DNA. It's not just mRNA. It's got bits of DNA in it. This DNA is the DNA vector that was used as the template for the in vitro transcription reaction when they made the mRNA. I know this is true because I sequenced it in my own lab. The vials of Pfizer vaccine that were given out here in Columbia, one of my colleagues was in charge of that vaccination program in the College of Pharmacy. And for reasons that I still don't understand, he kept every single vial. So he had a whole freezer full of the empty vials. Well, the empty vials have a little tiny bit in the bottom of them. He gave them all to me, and I looked at them. We had 2 batches that were given out here in Columbia, and I checked these 2 batches, and I checked them by sequencing. And I sequenced all the DNA that was in the vaccine, and I can see what's in there. And it's surprising that there's any DNA in there, and you can kind of work out what it is and how it got there. And I'm kind of alarmed about the possible consequences of this, both in terms of human health and biology, but you should be alarmed about the regulatory process that allowed it to get there. So this DNA, in my view, it could be causing some of the rare but serious side effects like death from cardiac arrest. So there's a lot of cases now of people having suspicious death after vaccine. It's hard to prove what caused it. It's just, temporally associated. And this DNA is a plausible mechanism. Okay. This DNA can and likely will integrate into the genomic DNA of cells that got transfected with the vaccine mix. This is just the way it works. We do this in the lab all the time. We take pieces of DNA and we mix them up with a lipid complex like the Pfizer vaccine is in. We pour it onto cells, and a lot of it gets into the cells, and a lot of it gets into the DNA of those cells and becomes a permanent fixture of the cell. It's not just a temporary thing. It is in that cell and all of its progeny from now on forevermore. Amen.
Oh my God.
So that's why I'm kind of alarmed about this DNA being in the vaccine.
I remember when this was going on and we had doctors, talk about this in the beginning. They've known about this. They saw DNA in there. Doctors were saying that. And I, back then, I'm like, why are they doing this? Because to me, it's always a war between tyranny and liberty, right? Between the Constitution and the ones who want to destroy it. And I had this thought, I'm like, maybe they're trying to change our DNA so they can patent us and say, well, they're not free beings anymore because we own them, kind of thing. Because the Constitution is based on natural rights, property rights, but natural rights, that we're natural beings. But then what if they, because they've gotten away with patenting genetically modified food, the courts have allowed them to do that. So what is it impossible for them to say, well, now that we've changed their DNA, we owe them, we own them, and they don't have natural rights anymore. We tell them what their rights are, kind of thing. Not God owns us, they own us.
Well, I mean, what pisses me off are the doctors that they push the the quote unquote vaccine on people. Even like this guy's, they, even knowing all of the risks and stuff, they push it and they push it and they push it. Even every time I have to go to the doctor, the first thing they ask is, are you vaccinated and do you want a vaccination? And hey, you should get one. And it's just like, dude, this is, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, stop it. I mean, and that's why I don't know if I can ever go to a doctor again, because I had an argument with my doctor about this, and she tried hard. I'm like, I'm not taking it. I'm not. And I was ready to like bust out, like just run out the door.
Yeah, thankfully,
she tried to convince me. She was like, people your age are dying. I'm like, I'm not taking it. I'll wait. Thank you. Kind of thing. And I can't. After all this stuff coming out, who do I go for? How do I find a doctor that's not like this? You know? It's just
I think I sent you an article. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just saw it. But doctors are having a tough time figuring out what's the flu, what's a cold, and what's COVID.
Oh yeah. Wait, was that this week?
I think it was this week. But anyway, I mean,
that all the cases draw, like where to go, and now they don't know. Oops. Oh, we got dinged last time, but it's okay. I think if it's a trailer, we're fine. We shared a trailer last week with the Spielberg's new show, right? Encounters on Netflix.
I thought we just talked about it. Oh no, we did watch it.
We showed it, and YouTube dinged it. It said, "Oh, but you're allowed to have it." So I think we have to just. I think trailers are fine. They want trailers out there, obviously, right? It raises awareness. We're not stealing anything. So, this is Monsters of California official trailer, directed by Alan Long. Looks pretty cool, actually. You want to watch it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Inhale for 3 seconds. Exhale, sigh it out.
Come on, guys. Dad, if you're here, let me know.
Whoa.
Classified UFO research program. These are coordinates.
What exactly did your dad tell you he did?
He said he couldn't tell me.
were you serious about people disappearing and all that?
Most of the paranormal locations in my dad's notebook are scattered all over the world.
Maybe it's all connected. UFOs aren't what we think they are.
What are you guys looking at? Dude, why in the hell would I let you creep on my sister?
Because best friends make sacrifices for each other?
Fascist.
I need the full story, the real story.
They don't want you to know anything. This is going to shatter any idea you have about reality.
Drive.
Ready?
Oh, God!
Whoa.
Why ghosts? Oh, hate you guys. Let's get serious. Hope it's not the creatures from above. What happened the night my dad disappeared?
We all know conspiracies are dumb.
We have a situation.
What if people knew that these were real?
There's no way people can actually handle this. Can I show you something that will absolutely change your world?
I'm literally about to find out what happened to Dad after all these years. I'm this close.
Let it go, Dallas.
This might be the most important night of our lives. Go! Let's go! I just realized that guy's insane.
This thing is bigger than all of us.
Go, 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 go!
Watch it turn!
Whatever this turns out to be, it's how the universe is. You can't hide reality, man.
Right.
I'm not gonna let you do this.
Do I have your attention now?
My advice, go back to your sleepaway camp.
Freaking love sleepaway camp.
That looks really good.
That movie honestly looks terrible.
Does it really?
Yeah, it doesn't look that good to me, but
oh, man.
love the song.
Maybe on the plane. Maybe on the plane it'll be good.
Yeah. Oh, I sent you this morning.
Yeah, Mystery of Alaska Triangle, where 20,000 people have vanished and UFOs appear. Sightings of UFOs, ghosts, and aggressive Bigfoot-type creatures have been reported in the so-called Alaska Triangle, but the area is also known for a remarkable number of unexplained disappearances. I know about the whole Bigfoot thing. Is great documentaries on that, is how they apparently Bigfoot like reorients, it takes trees out and like it reorients it in a way that puts them upside down to warn humans to stay away. The Native Americans talk about that. So there's a lot of evidence of that. Lots of stories. And then I think, is it missing 911? Missing 411. A lot of those
yeah.
Right?
No, that's a great. You're talking about the TV show, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's hunters. There's one that's talks about hunters that go missing in the national parks, and then I can't remember the name of the other one, but yeah, people go. National parks are super interesting. They're beautiful, and I love them, but a lot of people go missing in there.
Yep, they go missing in there. There's obviously a lot of UFOs up there. We did share one before. All right, so is this a show? Wes Smith describes how the UFO he saw made impossible turns. So who's Wes Smith? Wes Smith says whatever he saw didn't behave like any known type of craft. It's not a UFO. I mean, it's not a documentary, right?
No, I don't. It's just a scroll.
Just an article.
Yeah, just an article.
Michael Dillon saw a UFO that just appeared in the middle of the sky. Never before seen on TV. Actual footage. It's a good article, though.
I hate websites like these.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they have to have ads, right? Or they can't survive.
Right.
All this stuff for free, including this podcast.
Oh, jeez. All right.
What do you think about what's happening with the...
Did we read the title of that?
Sorry. Huh?
Did we read the title of that article?
Wait, I kind of closed down the screen. It's I think we read it. Mystery of Alaska Triangle, right? That one?
Yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure we covered that.
Yeah, Mystery of Alaska Triangle, where 20,000 people have vanished and UFOs appear.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think is going on with Russell Brand? What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's weird. The whole timing to me seems fishy.
Yeah.
I mean, if he did unspeakable things to women, he should be locked up. If not, the women should be locked up.
Well, first of all, they didn't go to court. It's a documentary, right? Why didn't they go to court? I'm not saying the guy's an angel. The guy is known for his past. Okay, he apparently had 80 women a month, something like that. So it's going to happen. That's a problem. If you're having 80 women a month, you have an issue.
I mean, that's insane.
It's not surprising. Okay.
No, I'm like, if he truly is, a monster and a bad guy, he should be in jail. He should be in cuffs in prison. He should be punished. But I think the timing is suspect.
Yeah, me too.
The second that he goes against, whatever the left decides,
and Big Pharma, he's against Big Pharma. He's against the mainstream media. He's against the COVID agenda. Like, he has 6 million followers, active followers, not like 6 million, So yeah, the timing's weird. Why don't you go after the Epstein client list? Why are you going after this guy?
Yeah.
Like shit like that. Like, why be so hypocritical? And they're demonetizing him on YouTube everywhere because of allegations.
Yeah. Right, whatever happened to prove someone is guilty?
Because the people in charge are not like that, right? Unfortunately,
of course not.
Yeah, they don't believe in that at all, because it's the same elite that our revolution and our founders fought against. It's the same families. They're back in charge, and it's obvious. It's the same old shit all over again. It's nothing new what they're doing. And he is a very brave EU politician. She delivers a message because what's happening.
Yeah, I like this video.
Let's listen to her. I think it's a very important message to everyone.
Wake the people up, because the point is simply this. It comes down to a choice. It's either freedom, democracy, and the rule of law, or enslavement. There is no such thing in between. There is no such thing as a little freedom, a little democracy, a little rule of law, just as there is no such thing as a little enslavement.
Amen.
So that's the choice. It comes down to, it's either the globalitarian misanthropists or the people. It comes down to, it's either us or them. And that's, I think, what this really is all about. Now, when my colleagues and I were elected to this parliament, there was no question about it. We were on the side of the people, because the people actually pay us to act in their best interest. That's our job. And once again, I will say to every single elected representative around the world, to every single member in every elected government around the world, if you do not unequivocally stand with the people and serve in their best interest, act in their best interest, you have no place in any parliament or in any government.
Right.
You belong behind bars. You may even rot in hell, for all I care at this point. Because that's exactly what you deserve if you sell out the people.
Nice. Listen to her, people. I love how the applause is still tiny.
Now I would like to make a promise to the people, and I'm pretty sure I can speak on behalf of my colleagues. We will continue to stand with you, the people. We will continue to fight for freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. We will not shut up, and we will not stop going after those despicable globalitarian misanthropists.
Go get them.
But we would
I hope she really does
to have you make a promise.
I think, and this is important now. She's talking to everyone right now here, and this is very important. And it, what she talks about is the truth here. So listen carefully.
You may have heard, it's all coming back. The first countries are already starting about talking mask mandates in Israel. They're already imposing it. I've heard of a few universities in the United States. They're already bringing it all back. And I would really like for you, the people, to not go along. Simply say no.
Say no.
They want you to wear a mask? Say no. They want you to put in another mRNA shot? Say no. They want to impose a curfew on you? Say no. That's really all you have to do. And might not be, or it might sound a little hard, but it's actually not that hard. Because once you've made it clear to them that you will no longer go along, once you've let them know they cannot scare you anymore. Because as long as you're afraid of what they might do, if you don't comply, they have power over you. Take the power away from them.
Yeah.
Simply say no. Once you do that, they don't have power over you anymore. You will feel so free. Simply say no. And considering what we've heard today, and considering what we've seen in the last 3 years, considering what we know they want to implement, heck, you might even be well within your right to tell them to screw themselves and go to hell.
Yes.
That's where they belong.
What a great
What will you get out of
flippant
that?
speech.
I can tell you. Once you've done that, once you've told them to just go to hell, they no longer have power over you, you will have an incredible feeling. Kind of like a sensation of freedom will swap through your body. I promise. You will feel so relieved. And this is the state of mind that I would ask all of you to get to. Simply don't let them grind you down anymore. You are worth it. You are deserving of just standing up for yourselves and tell them all to go to hell. Thank you very much.
She's amazing.
Wow.
Wow, man. Wow. You know,
what a speech.
There are angels out there, you know, and she's like one of them. Like, you know, you can always tell the ones that fight for humanity, you know, they're not just idealists.
I can't believe we found the one good person that's in government.
It's always one. It's always that one. Yeah, like we have a handful, right? We have Massey, you know.
Well, we've got Jesus. Can never remember names on this podcast. The guy, the UFO, the guy who's like
Burchett.
Burchett, thank you.
Yeah, him too. Exactly. He's for the people. He puts himself in our shoes and he remembers it and doesn't forget it. Even though he reached where he is, right? He's uncorrupted by it. He's still remembering where he came from and what his goals are.
Sorry, I can't believe you're going to play this video, but let's
I think it's comedy, and we like to end the show with comedy. You sent me a few. There's Armageddon, and then there's, I think this is the funny one. The letter one is the funny one. I mean, the other one's funny. Armageddon is pretty funny too. But
so just FYI, it's the same. So I used the for the closing song. I used Paper Planes by the guy. It's a cover. Oh my god. It's the same channel though, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there you go then. So I guess it's fitting.
Yeah.
All right. So let's play. This guy's completely bonkers, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Is he from the 90s? I didn't look.
No. This is only a couple years ago, I think.
That's so funny. All right.
Sam, I'm fucked. I checked my mail today, Sam, and I got a letter. I got the letter. You are also fucked in this situation. Both of us are totally fucked right now. I'm not gonna open it. I can't open it. I'm too stressed out, Sam. I Gotta take a shower and cool off.
Yeah.
Sam, I just got out of the shower, and now there's another letter. There's another letter. I'm soaking wet, and there's another letter on the table. This is terrible for me. This is terrible for us. I can't open it. I wouldn't dare. I can't even think about it. I have to take another shower, Sam. Gotta hop in the shower.
I like the music.
I just got out of the shower. Now there's another letter. I must ask you the question, Sam. Isn't it suspicious? It's suspicious that I'm so good at spotting letters in my apartment. Even if they're right in the corner of my eye, I can see them, I squash them. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to. Oh my God. I had to call it quits.
You just answered his phone, right?
It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy. I say that at work.
Gotta take a shower.
I think that works better as a visual thing. So listeners, go and watch the link from the video. That's Sam. I believe it's Sam Seeger on YouTube.
Sam Seeger. So I think he's a musician, right?
Yeah.
He's
got videos and animations and stuff on his channel. He's very talented.
Really funny, man. Really funny. I was gonna put the other one and then
Armageddon.
Yeah.
Armageddon.
Well, that does it, ladies and gentlemen. We reached the end of the show.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. And thank you to who's the guy who created our intro and outro?
Oh, I have no idea what his name. I know his username, but yeah.
Thank you to him anyway.
Yeah, and the outro, I do have it queued up, but that can be once we. Oh wait, no. All right, never mind.
All right.
Continue.
Well, where can you find us? Where can the listeners find us on social media?
Well, you can find us on Twitter. That's where we're most active. We're growing on there. Hit us up there. Give us feedback. Interact with us. Follow us. Comment. So we're at UAP the podcast. That's our handle on Twitter, and we're on all mostly major podcasting platforms. You can find us now on YouTube. Also, it's at Uncovering Anomalies Podcast. You'll find us. And then we are mirrored on Rumble also automatically. So whatever we put up there, you'll see. We'll probably premiere this. So, you guys can join us in the chat. Topher and I will be there. Or at least one of us will be there. Interacting with you guys. And then I think we're going to try, if we get donations and and money from the listeners, we could do live streams.
That'd be so much fun.
That would be fun. We said we'd wear disguises. I said fine. I'd put a hat and sunglasses on. I'll do it. I'll show myself. And then I don't know what you'll do. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to be in disguise.
Well, no, I don't want people to see my ugly face.
That's not true.
I recently had a pair of sunglasses that one of the eyepieces broke out, so I'll probably wear that, and I'll put a beanie on, and I'll tie my hair up, and it'll
very nice.
No, I've got good ideas for disguises.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I think that'll be a different angle to the show, and we're definitely willing to try it out. Support us, people. We have a support link at the end of every single show that we do. Not on YouTube, obviously, because they don't allow us to do links yet. But on the podcast, they're all there. So there are ways to support the show for like as little as I think $1.99 a month or something like that. So, do that, encourage us. We'll improve the show. I'll always go into the show. We're not pocketing any of this. We're not grifting.
I'm grifting.
Okay, fine. Maybe you're grifting.
I'm definitely grifting.
I guess I'll call this episode "Do Not Comply" because I think that's a very important.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and it even comes back to the UFO issue, like that article that was shared when they're like, anti-government rhetoric is
that's so
hurts the UFO transparency. Shut up.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, I'm really excited for the new version of COVID to come out. Can't wait to wear a mask at work. It's gonna be so much fun.
I know. I can't believe we're going through this again. People, please just say no. Like she said, it's empowering. It's within your right. We live in democracies. I was at the eye doctor the other day, and they're forcing all their staff to wear masks. Well, not forcing. Actually, I saw a lot of them not wearing. But one of the patients, and she's so nice. This is what they do. They weaponize our empathy. They weaponize that your niceness. So she comes in. I was listening, and it was her turn. And she tells the nurse or the doctor, would you like me to wear my mask if that makes you feel more comfortable? Now, that comes from a very beautiful, empathetic place.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but it has nothing to do with reality. Her putting her mask doesn't do anything except psychologically do that to the person. But that's what they do. They weaponize. They know most humans are like that. They're nice. They want you to feel comfortable. We're good hosts. We're good guests. We're, this kind of thing that humans are known for. And they've weaponized this, against us. Just, don't allow them to do that.
Please don't.
Yeah.
If enough of us stand up and say no, all this shit goes away.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, so I'm going to end the show with our last video. So let me know when you're ready for that, and I'll put in the outro.
I'm ready for that.
Okay, here it goes. I need to put a video there.
So what you're saying